Hello, I'm back, and I did say I was back like 5 months ago, but that was a lie. So, what are we doing today? Well, today we are doing a $100 challenge. Whoever gets the most kills wins. Assists don't count, no subs or specials, or they lose a point. So, what are the 5 rollers slash brush we got today? We got Inkbrush, COMMENTATOR, Octobrush, Splat Roller, and Dynamo. So, obviously, there's not enough brush and roller players to do a separate video on this, so I just combined the two and put them in one video because it was tough looking for brush and roller players that were like high level, because no one plays those weapons at high level because they do not work majority of the time. Every kill you get a point, and whoever gets the most points at the end gets $100. We're back. Anyway, I also have 2 commentators that I have commentating this instead of me and the usual trio that I have, Cooler than Dan. I have K-Bot and Rissa, 2 professional commentators commentating this amazing $100 challenge that is featured only roller and brushes. I don't know why they accepted that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's all I got. Enjoy the video.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Shinexx's Challenge Room. My name is K-Bot. I am joined by Rissa, and we are here for some Inkbrush and roller free-for-alls. We are starting Inkbrushes on Humpback Pump Track. I don't even know what to think about this one, Rissa, but we're just hopping right into it.
We are hopping right in this. So remember, each round is going to have a different weapon, and these are all brush and roller players specifically. So this round specifically has Inkbrush, and this is going to be for players to just basically go at it and see who can get the most kills. And right now, they're actually 3 down on this green team. Trizzy getting this kill on Spore. I don't know who got all those other kills, but we can see a perfect point of view right now of Trizzy just rushing in and getting this pick on Robbe also.
Yeah, it looks like things very much going the side of the purple team. But that said, you know, you're not going to be able to tell. That's one of the things. You're not going to be able to tell who's playing what weapon, or like who has the most kills actually while we're mid-lobby. So we'll be adding those up between the games to let you all know ahead of time here. Trizzy going to come up with 2. The interesting thing about this lobby as well is that actually the majority of these players are traditionally Inkbrush players. So a lot of these players are going to be looking to get their points on the board here before we get into some of the roller maps of this event as well. As you can see, it's just chaos. They're just running around the map. Again, the entire point is to get for kills. None of these teams are going to touch this Rainmaker whatsoever.
Yeah, important to remember, even though there's a Rainmaker in the middle of the map right now, these players don't have to pick that up. They don't have to worry about that. They're just focusing on splatting each other, like we just got to see from Spore's point of view there, getting that pick on Trizzy. I mean, if we look at the top of the screen too, there's one player with 7 kills and one player with 6 kills, but right now we can't necessarily tell who those players are. We're gonna have to wait till the end. A lot of this is just so chaotic when you think about it. Brushes and rollers, some of the most just generally chaotic weapons to play. I mean, as we're seeing brushes here, Inkbrushes just running around the map, dodging, weaving these ledges.
Dodging, weaving these ledges. It's like once you start getting approached, like every single time that someone's going to approach you, you're going to want to try to find the kill on your opponent here as well. Lulu going to go down there, proving the point to Linda. Tomic coming in to swoop up here. We're seeing a lot of these trades all around just to kind of see what's going on. But yeah, I mean, with the fact that we're playing Dittos here, these players can very easily run away from each other just as easy as they could run into one another, right? So one of the more interesting things maybe with Inkbrush here is that escape route option is almost always there for these players, but they're going to have to find, they're incentivized to try to find some picks from somewhere. And so you'll see them trying to go for things. Landon going down here, looks like to Eli, and again, getting traded back and forth in the middle of the map. It looks like whoever's playing King of the Hill here most, whoever's the challenger might be at a little bit of a disadvantage, trying to come up from the high ground to get perhaps the unsuspecting Splat, but at the end of the day, it's just not working out.
That's a good way to look at it. This middle hump here in the middle of Humpback. Yes, Eli and Trizzy there get a nice trade. It's just like, you just sit up there, make sure there's paint around, and the other team has to approach you. And then at some players, they get a little bit more daring. They actually go up into the other team's spawn and just take on picks there. I think that was Lulu there, just rushing into the other team's spawn to just go for the picks just like that. So There's a couple different strategies you can do with these ink brushes, and I like how you mentioned, K-Bot. These players with the ink brush can just run away really fast if they want to, too.
Yeah. Looks like Trizzy probably one of the folks on the higher end here, 14K at the moment. You can see that at the top of the scoreboard there. I know which brush is which because we were spectating Trizzy earlier, and so now you can start to pick up the mental notes here. That's Atomic as well. They have 12 on the purple squad as well. I haven't been able to see who's on the green team here taking care of business. Okay, that's Spore with 13 on this map. Of course, all of these players, each individual more Inkbrush leaning players, they're very used to this weapon. The roller players probably feel a little bit out of their element so far as we start to head within the last 40 seconds of this match. It's now or never for these players to pick up some.
Yeah, and right now we're actually getting to see the map turning to green finally as we see Spore here taking over this mid. Robbe, unfortunately, going down there as Spore was helping them take over mid right now with 2 down on each side. You can see now it's Green's turn here to just guard the mid area. We see Eli and Spore here just guarding it and waiting for the other team to come into them. About 15 seconds left here. Let's see who can get some final kills.
Who's going to be able to get it? You know, they will try to want to not give up kills to their opponents. Trizzy going to come up with one here and make that 17, perhaps 18 here. Maybe looking for it. Is going to be able to find one for the road, and that is going to end the game as the whistle blows. We'll be tallying up the scoreboard here. You can get a brief idea, but obviously, reminder that the scores that you see here are not going to be 100% indicative. These were going based off of only kills, not kills and assists. But you have to imagine, gonna look pretty similar to this. A lot of the Inkbrush players actually performing very well. Atomic actually performing incredibly well. Atomic, one of the roller players here as well. You'll have to watch out for them as we advance on for future games.
This is the part where my internet dies. So basically, you will be only seeing K-Bot's POV for the rest of the video because my internet died. I couldn't stream the video game. So, yeah. Great internet. Great internet. I love my internet.
Welcome back, everybody, to the challenge room. It's game 2 of the Inkbrush and Roller Challenge. It is a New Albacore Hotel with a bunch of carbon rollers. We were talking a little bit about this map ahead of time, Rissa. This is like the anti-carbon roller map. Why is that?
Yeah, this is definitely anti-carbon roller because it's mostly a big open map with not necessarily many ledges for these carbon rollers to get up high and be able to utilize the ledges to be able to splat each other. I mean, they're still going to be able to do it, of course, like we're seeing Linda do here, but definitely these carbon rollers want more hiding spaces and, you know, ledges to be able to utilize.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, being able to swim right up, and that's one of the reasons why you see all 4 of these members of the orange team right in the same exact position. But a player to watch out for here is Atomic. Probably one of those players that is the most, versed on this carbon roller overall. As we were mentioning last match, a lot of these players, Inkbrush players, and the like, Atomic, one of them, only 2 roller mains here. So definitely watch out for them on this carbon roller here. As we already start to see some of these scores racking up. Atomic sitting at 2 KA right now. That's the estimated score. So we'll have to see what else they can get away with for the rest of this game. As now 2 down either side. How do you react that fast? Like, you just saw that coming the entire way? Okay. Calm down. We'll see who takes this one. It is going to be Robbe taking that one. Robbing it away from Atomic here.
Oh, that was a good pun right there, K-Bot.
Yeah,
robbing it away.
Yeah.
So the green team, or like greenish bluish team, whatever color you want to call that, is finally making their way up into the orange team spawn as Lulu here is getting double teamed by 2 carbon rollers. Lulu actually getting that pick on Landon, one of the players who was rushing them. Now gonna try and take on this 1v1 with whoever this is. This is quite the 1v1 we're getting to see. Oh, Spore is actually gonna come over and help Lucas here too and take on this 1v1.
Lucas can't quite seem to find it. The player runs away for now. Might be looking to try to reapproach on the drop here. But meanwhile, on the other side of the map, you see Spore and Eli trying to move up towards Atomic and Landon. Atomic going in is going to back away here, but looks like it's going to go down in the process. Eli going down as well. And so, again, we're seeing this back and forth quite a bit here. Landon sitting with 5K. We'll see how much of those are actually going to be points awarded to him. But all the meanwhile, about halfway through this match, so take your stock, take your predictions now, folks, of who is going to come out on top in this game.
So we're getting to see Landon here starting to team up with Trizzy as their... Okay, and there's a third player there. I think that was Robbe. This seems to be the strategy, is just find a buddy to just, you know, pair up with, and then just start, you know, just flicking at anyone you see coming in your path, and it seems to be working out just fine, as we're getting to see perfectly from Landon's point of view. Now, actually, Atomic up there in the top left, in the spawn of this orange team, waiting for them to start dropping down, so that way they can start getting picks.
And already starting to do just that here. We'll switch to their perspective, and then, of course, they immediately go down. 3 down for the orange squad at the moment, as they're going to be respawning back into the action here. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things we're talking about, you know, these vertical flicks of the carpet roller, very weak damage. Like, surprisingly weak damage, especially once you start getting out of range. Or the fall off here. So really, you're just seeing them continually launch these things and hoping they're the ones to land the last hits in order to move forward. Looks like we did have a DC here as well. We've actually replayed this game a few times. A little bit of peek behind the curtain. Replayed this game a few times here, but I imagine that this one is going to stand as played. Minute left to go here, as these players just have a little bit more time on these carbon rollers before we move into the next few games.
Yeah, Trizzy there getting a trade. Now, this orange team having one player down, they don't necessarily have tons of paint to be able to move around in. I mean, the map is like completely this greenish color. Landon, okay, I didn't even see Spore there. I did not see that. That was crazy. Landon just turning around and getting that flick on Spore. Spore was just sharking there. And Landon has been hanging out in this top left area, just getting picks as the orange team comes down. Elay finally able to get that pick on Landon, but now Atomic is the one who was able to finalize that pick. And now with 15 seconds left here, let's see if anyone else can get any other picks.
As I was talking about, so much about the information game here. Atomic trying to find out where the rest of the opponents are and take them out one by one. Linda going down now to the roller of Atomic. Landon is going to come in and swoop that one onto Eli, and that is going to seal the game there. Now, we'll see who comes out on top here. Again, you know, first preliminary scores, not necessarily what's going to be indicative of later on. We'll just see exactly. Looks like Landon coming up with the most KA. We'll see exactly how that converts into points in just a bit. All right, we are back here, Piranha Pit, and this time around, it's the Octobrush weapon. Some of those last opportunities for the vast majority of this lobby to get on a weapon that they are more comfortable on. As we load right on into this, we'll check the loadouts. Once again, still 5 Ninja Squids that we see. Actually, 6 Ninja Squids. More people converting to the Church of Ninja Squid.
And of course, so these maps are randomized. So this is, we got Piranha Pit this time around. And another, you know, kind of reminiscent of Albacore, another one of those big open maps. But the one thing that's good about it, it has these ramps that you see Trizzy here trying to flick up. They're actually really good for these Octobrushes just to shark, just like Trizzy just did, and then be able to jump down and jump onto people. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of that.
As a reminder, folks, Atomic and Landon currently tied heading into this match, both at 21 apiece. And then Linda and Lucas and Spore all right behind, sitting at 19. So a lot of these players, still a lot of shifting around to do here as we look now. Atomic sitting at 5 early, a minute into this match. Definitely showing their stuff here. We'll see just how much further that can pan out as we see more going to this purple squad. That's Landon, the opponent here, able to pick up one. And so that'll be a battle to watch out for over the course of this match.
Man, Landon, there were like 2 people sharking there when Landon got that pick, and Landon just went for it. Sometimes it seems like that's the strategy. You just got to go for it. just jump on the sharking people and just be the one who gets the pick, and that's exactly what Landon did. Now, you know, this purple team pushing up pretty far, taking all this map control, and as Octobrushes, they're trying to get in positions where they can be sharking, be under ledges, and try and get picks from the other team as they come out of their spawn.
Spore going to be able to pick up at least one there. Might be looking for a few more for the road here as well, but able to find that drop. But at the end of the day, right, as long as you start waving your brush first, if you're in the firefight, you're going to end up victorious, right? In the vast majority of cases here, especially when both these same weapons, they're standing the same distance apart from one another, right? So it's all going to be a matter of getting that jump on your opponents here, and that's exactly what we've been seeing a little bit of. Now guarding this conveyor belt here, Lulu is going to go down there, able to come up with one, and Atomic going to come in for cleanup duty once more. That is 11 now, KA for Atomic. Once again, they're starting to pull out ahead here as we go cross over this halfway point in this game 3.
Landon here actually sharking in mid, able to come up and getting Lucas, and now having a backup. It's actually essentially a 1v1 right now. Landon, and I'm not sure who that is on the orange team, but both of them just kind of playing back and playing this safe. And Landon actually sharking here, able to jump in and get Lucas, but Atomic actually getting Landon. And now this is that position I was talking about, these brushes. You just shark right here and be able to just fly down on people, and it's so good for brushes. And we're seeing a lot of it, and it's just perfect for them.
You know, that's the other thing, is that you can see a vast majority of the map from this position as well, too. You know exactly where your opponents are going to be. You know exactly when they're going to start walking back alongside this conveyor belt here. As now we see a bit of a firefight going on as well. That's going to end up happening here. Looks like some more trades happening. And Atomic, again, playing extremely patient, playing the sharking game, but is going to get spotted out again by Landon. Landon coming back in here. We're going to have to see who else they can pick off. But with a 3-down situation, it's going to be a little bit rough. Going to have to reposition here and wait for more. Now, actually, another player on the purple squad has 10 in addition. That's going to be Landon going down here to Atomic. No surprise. Feel like I'm just saying those two names. And sure enough, they're the leaders on our scoreboard right now. Like I said, all about the intel on these two players seem to have the strategy down.
Yeah, I mean, Atomic does so much sharking, like we're getting to see them do. And that's just like that. Sharking, it's like, you know, stalking your prey, almost just sharking and waiting, and then just jumping down and being able to get those picks. We see Robbe there trying to take on a fight, but looks like Robbe actually has to back up as 2 or 3 purple members are there to try and get those picks on them. But Trizzy actually rushing up behind Atomic and being able to get Atomic down is really good. And unfortunately, someone actually just straight up slam off the map instead of getting picked.
I mean, hey, that is a viable strategy, I suppose, if you really don't think you're going to be the one to come out on top. Trizzy coming up with 3 here. One of the players I didn't mention, Trizzy actually sitting in 2nd place overall, or 3rd place, I suppose, after the tie for 1st. So able to come up with 3 there towards the end of the game is going to be big for them. Now Landon allowing these jumps in, but it's going to want to try to get these picks beforehand. Is going to be able to find 1 before going down, and that is going to call it no more brushes for the remainder of this series. Now it's all going to be rollers, especially heading into that Game 5 Dynamo roller should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and a lot of these players are specifically brush players, so it's Linda and Atomic who are the roller players. So that definitely makes that really interesting as we get ready to go into the last couple games here.
Map 4, it's time for the Splat Roller here, and we are going to Kelp Dome, which is a map I do not remember the last time seeing a competitive game. Actually, was this in the World Championship? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It might have been. But nonetheless, they can't even use the curling bomb roller here, folks, because subs and specials are prohibited from use. It's literally just going to be a bunch of corner goblins instead of edge goblins this time around as we get loaded on here.
Yeah, and right now, essentially 3 down. Oh my gosh, okay, a complete wipe actually on the green team. Didn't really get to see who that got all those picks, but man, quite a few there happening at the beginning of this, and now the green team having to come in, and like K-Bot said, they can't use curling bombs, so they're gonna have to just keep flicking to paint the map and be able to move around. We see Eli here trying to approach Lucas. Lucas backing up, using their space and being able to get that pick, and now jumps coming into Lucas as Lucas is kind of sharking here in the corner, waiting to see, you know, what's gonna happen. Okay, I didn't even see that person swimming in, but man, that was a great pick.
Landon coming in from behind has a little bit of catch-up to play, is down about 6 on the leaderboard right now. We'll have to see if they can try to catch up here, but it's going to get taken down in the process. Trades all over the place here. Trizzy is going to be the last one alive. Your current lobby leader, sitting at 35 points after that last match. So I have to see if he can continue pulling on forward, or if someone else is going to start challenging here as we get to these last 2 roller stages of this event. Spore now able to find one. It's going to decide to back it away. It was feeling a little weak there. And again, all about that intel game. Now spots someone else, but cannot quite seem to find this pick. It's going to get splatted from above. That's Atomic coming in. And now Trizzy going to pick up one on the jump here as well. Carnage all over the place.
This map there's so many different areas of this map. There's the mid area where you can just sit and dunk on people. There's like the right side of the map, the left side of the map. There's so many different areas to be able to be sitting and think about getting picks. Lucas here getting a pick on Eli, but then Landon doing that strat I was talking about where you get up high and just use that roller and flick down and get them.
Well done there. Now Landon gonna get taken out though by, who would have guessed it? It's Atomic again, taking care of that one. Only has 4 this time around, and we're still seeing numbers up to 8 and 6 as we cross over the halfway point in this game. So again, has some ground to make up. Trizzy around in the area is going to fall here as well. Over to Landon, coming in now over to Spawn, trying to catch someone out by surprise, but Lucas is not going to get caught off guard here. Again, you're seeing these edges come into play so much on this map. Frankly, one of the only things you can start to play on. There's a little bit of a ledge one as Eli's able to pick up one, but is going to get taken down as well with Atomic's rain from above.
Man, there's so many different like ledge areas on this, and we're getting to see so many different varieties and ways that these players can use the roller. Now with one player actually up on top there, I don't know if that was Eli who dropped down and tried to get Robbe, but Atomic here is kind of sharking and trying to feel that out. Oh, there was another player up there. It was Landon, and Atomic was just sharking there, waiting to get in a position to be able to get that pick on Landon. So that was really, really good. Now with the blue team completely wiped, this green team has time to start getting in positions where they think they can, take advantage of the blue team coming in. You can see each player. There's some in mid. There's some taking over the right side. Landon looks like Landon's going to go for the flank area, and that plays off beautifully as Landon gets a pick on Robbe.
Current leader in the game is Landon. Hey, especially going to take those 2v1s, right? Anytime you can try to get 2, even if it's trading 1 away for yourself, you have to imagine that that is going to be a good trade in your favor. Now, going to be 60 seconds left on the clock. Eli going down on the front lines for the green squad. Looks like the blue base has finally been cleared out. You'll get to see them move around a little bit more. Landon, currently a game leader, now is going to have to try to charge on forward here, see if they can pick up anyone else. But all the meanwhile, we're starting to see numbers that are pretty similar on the blue side as well. We'll see exactly who is coming back in and who's going to be able to find something here. Atomic back to sharking here in mid. Again, all about that intel, but is going to get caught up by Eli. Actually, Eli picking up 2 here, able to go up to 11 KA with just a few seconds left.
Yeah, Eli and Linda here just teaming up on the blue team as Trizzy goes down, but who was that? Robbe actually just taking advantage of that, coming right up and swinging on that and making sure that they were cleared out of mid. Now Robbe pushing up into the green team's base, painting around, and Trizzy and Lucas actually coming up to follow Robbe. Robbe gets 2 through all of that, and Landon, I believe, is there too. Robbe gets that 3rd pick really nicely, ending that out with 3 kills from Robbe.
Seriously, Robbe's a thief. I don't know what else to tell you. Taking so many away from teammates there at the end of that game. Is now here your unofficial standings from game 4. It's Lulu, Landon, and Eli that are going to be your big winners as we head towards game 5.
All right, we are going into game 5 here. Last game for these players to get their final points on the board, and we are in for a treat because the last weapon is going to be Dynamo, and the map that we actually got here for this is Black Belly. K-Bot, how do you feel about this for Dynamos?
It's going to be interesting, right? We were talking a little bit earlier. It's like, man, if it was any other mode but Rainmaker, it'd be so much more interesting because then the players would have to swim up top. But with this open mid kind of an area, we'll see a lot of these Dynamo flicks just covering the majority of this middle area, and we'll see what kinds of strategies these players tend to adopt to try to avoid, being caught out in the firefight here. Spore dominating mid right now, but is going to get challenged by Atomic. And one of the other interesting things about this Dynamo roller here as well, it's going to play so differently from the Carbon or even a regular roller, I feel like, that you might be used to, and a lot of the players, even the roller players in this lobby, are used to, right? The Dynamo is just so slow and so unique of a weapon in kind of what it does that I think a lot of these players are going to be completely out of their element looking into this game.
Yeah, that's a good point. This weapon, you're still flicking it like you would a roller, but it's so much slower, and you have to really kind of focus and have that extra time to be able to think about how you're going to position that flick and where it's going to hit, because the Dynamo flick is kind of interesting. You can kind of move it right in the middle of your flick. Trade happening there with Robbe, and now Atomic is trying to take on. It looks like there's two players in mid, but Atomic here is going to safely back up, and remember these Dynamos have so much range. You have to really think about how these players want to approach each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, oh my goodness, Atomic able to find that one onto Lulu, and now we're going to be approaching mid, able to take care of business there onto Spore. And Atomic pulling ahead with 6. The two players to watch out for in this lobby, Atomic and Trizzy, who are entering this game tied for first at 42 points apiece. Trizzy on that purple squad there. Let's actually take a look at them real quick here. Let's see how they're doing. They're the ones sitting at 3 right now. Able to pick up one just there, and now going to try to go for the long shot, but is going to fail to find that point. And so now it looks like the purple squad going to start to move forward. We'll have to see if they can start to convert this a little bit more aggressive presence as we head further into there.
Yeah, they have to be really careful, though, as the green squad is starting to take over their hills and starting to get paint to be able to move around. Trizzy, though, just holding down this, as we call it, their zone area, getting that pick on Robbe, and now even approaching this other member of the green squad and trying to slowly approach this. The Dynamo, it's like a long game. You really have to keep taking shots, see who can finally get the chip damage and the pick to finalize that out. But Atomic there finally able to just take down Trizzy, so that way Trizzy is not holding that zone, and green squad can start pushing up into mid to start getting some more picks.
Atomic sitting at 9 points, pulling away with this one here. Will anyone be able to challenge? Only time will tell, as now 3 go down on the purple squad, and resets are going to have to come in. A little bit of reposition. You can see Landon actually darting for the opponent's base here, set up on this far side, seeing if anyone's going to drop down here. Looks like Spot's a target, but that is going to be Lucas picking off that one first. Now 2 players with 10 on the green squad. See what else happens. Is now Lucas starting to approach. Is able to find one into mid. That player is going to back on right away almost immediately. Minute and a half to go here for these players to continue racking up points and be the best Inkbrush and Roller player in Splatoon.
Robbe here trying to push up into mid, running out of paint, but actually looks like Robbe gonna actually come up behind Spore there. Spore didn't even have time to really react to that since the Dynamo is so slow. And speaking of that, Lucas here able to just kind of drop down on Spore, and now a trade happening there with Linda. A lot of back and forth happening. It feels like it's more, back and forth. One team or the others just starts pushing up and getting paint. And it's essentially, there's 3 up on each side right now. Only about 45 seconds left of this for these players to just think about how they want to get these final kills.
Just a few more coming in here. Atomic able to find another onto Lucas. Again, pulling ahead. Oh, so slightly here. The other player, of course, leading the lobby is Landon, but Landon still has, I read our scoreboard wrong. Landon was actually 1 ahead heading into this. Of Atomic and Trizzy. So it'll be a competition between these two And it is going to come down to who is going to pick up more splats instead of just assists. Is now Landon approaching forward, trying to find just a few more, is only going to be able to find one more here as the rest of the team gets wiped. It's going to be popping this Rainmaker, and that is going to be the whistle blowing here. That was game 5 for us. We'll tabulate the scores and be right back with the final results right after, you get to see the unofficial scores here. But nonetheless, we'll be back in just a little bit, see if we need any tiebreakers or things like that. All right, y'all. That is going to do it. Congratulations to Landon coming away with 57 points overall. Atomic close behind at 54. And then Trizzy finished third with 50. Thank you all so much for joining us. It was a little bit unique to come in and cast, Rissa, wouldn't you say?
Very unique. I've never casted anything like this, but it was really fun. It was a nice change of pace for me, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good change of pace. Of course, if you're interested to see what we normally do, Rissa and I both commentate quite frequently. Overall, we actually casted like 2 events together last weekend, both on the same day. So if you liked what you heard, you're interested and you want to hear a little bit more, do stop by and follow us. You can find everything that I'm doing on Twitter at kbot_273. And anything Rissa's doing at Rissa High on Twitter. Anything else, Rissa, you want to shout out?
Nothing else from me. I had fun. Happy to be here. That's about it.
Word. Take care, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show. And again, congratulations to Landon for taking it home.
Oh shit, it's over. Oh damn. The video's over. Well, there's my first video in 2 months. It's $100 roller brush players going at it to the death. And yeah, what a great video I made right here. Anyway, shoutouts to Kbot and Rissa for commentating my videos, and congratulations to Landon for winning the $100 challenge. And yeah, links will be in the description. Make sure to follow Kbot and Rissa. It would be greatly appreciated. And follow my Twitter at Shinexx, plus my YouTube channel. Doesn't take that much time, click that red button, turn on that notifications because I barely post now, so every video counts. And like the video because it'd be great. Anyway, thank you.